What's up, guys? Football Roundtable here, back after what I think is about 3 years. Um, it's been a while. It's been a while since I've uploaded to YouTube, but I'm back, sort of. There'll be some rare sort of videos and whatnot when I can, but um, yeah, I'm gonna go straight into it. Like I've never left. Manchester United have beaten Chelsea 2-1. Both teams got red cards. I'm guessing obviously Chelsea's one was more decisive than United's one. Robert Sanchez being an idiot once again. Um, I feel like the beginning of the match, Chelsea were getting dominated by United, and United started with high energy. They came out of the blocks and they were pressing. They were trying to, they were trying to impose on Chelsea, and it proved to be successful because Robert Sanchez ended up getting that red card after 5 minutes. So United had the much better start, the much better first half, I would say. Um, they obviously scored the two goals. Bruno's goal, good sort of striker's instinct, running into the box, being on the last man, barely onside, but again timed his run to perfection. So he was able to get that goal. Um, Speaking of which, I'm pretty sure the Premier League was supposed to be imposing this sort of semi-automatic offside system. So I don't know why the sort of timing of it to confirm whether it's offside or not is taking so long. I don't know if they're doing the lines behind the scenes and then using the semi-automatic offside system as a sort of backup thing or whatnot. But yeah, it's not making sense to me as to why it's taking so long. I know it was tight, but like at the World Cup, at the Euros, I'm pretty sure definitely at the World Cup 2022, you got a pretty much instant answer. So I don't know why it's taking so long in the Premier League. But again, it's England, it's the PGMOL, it's the Premier League. It's just going to be more difficult than it needs to be. So it is what it is. But yeah, a good goal by Bruno. And then the second goal, Casemiro with the header. Good hustling by Shaw, being aggressive and trying to claim the ball. Got the assist. Dorgu as well, another header with the assist for Bruno. But yeah, all in all, the first half, it was definitely Man United on top. Obviously, 10 men helps. But it would have been very interesting to see what would have happened if Chelsea did not go down to 10 men. I really feel like Chelsea would have, I don't know about dominating, but I think Chelsea would have been on top in that first half, which I'll get onto because the second half was basically the flip side of what happened in the first half. So Casemiro decides to get a second yellow. This guy got a second yellow after what, like within like 20 minutes of his first one or something, which is wild to me because you're the most experienced player on that team, and you're getting a second yellow in the first half. So whatever advantage United would have had going into the second half, because Chelsea would have been down to 10 men for 86 minutes plus if he didn't get that red card. They would have had the one man deficit for 86 minutes, and United couldn't rely on that because Casemiro decided to give himself a second yellow. He would have said, "Oh, the game's gone. That wasn't a second yellow," but he gave the referee an easy out. So he had to make a decision, and he made that decision. You had to get sent off. It is what it is. But Chelsea did well to sort of hang on per se. But yeah, Enzo Maresca just went ultra defensive straight away. Went with like a back five. So whatever attacking threat they could have had, it was extremely limited. So I guess it was just trying to do damage limitation, which maybe sort of came back to bite him because in the second half you didn't have that pace to counter what United had, or that attacking threat to counter what United could go through because they were down to 10 men as well. But again, you're not supposed to predict the future. You can't envision that Casemiro would get second yellow in the first half as well. So it is what it is. But yeah, the second half, Chelsea were on top by far. As we can see with the stats, United had more shots, but possession swung Chelsea's way in the second half. That second half was dominated by Chelsea, possession-wise, but they could not create chances. As we can see, only 5 shots on target, only 5 shots and 1 on target. Over 500 passes, but they could barely make anything. So again, with that lack of attacking threat, Chelsea were limited, to be honest. They were limited. Not having Cole Palmer on the pitch, Garnacho wouldn't have done anything anyway, so all he would have been fueled by is like spite, pretty much. So he wouldn't have done jack. But the limited attacking threat, you had João Pedro up there, you had Tyreek George that came on, but again, it wasn't really going to do much. Chalobah, a defender, scored Chelsea's goal. So, but that second half, Chelsea did dominate, and United were doing not much. They had a few chances here and there. Reece James made a mistake, almost led to a goal. But, Chelsea they weren't creating a lot, but they weren't putting United under consistent, sustained pressure. Again, if they had an attacking player on the pitch, at least one more, maybe things would have been different. Who knows? That might be a naive thing for me to say. But again, Maresca wasn't supposed to know that Casemiro would decide to be an idiot and get a second yellow in the first half. So it is what it is. As the typical story goes for a big Premier League match, there wasn't much quality. Both goals were, they were decent. There was nothing special about the goals. They were all, well, two of them were headers. One of them was a sort of tapping, but it was a decent one by Bruno, decent timing. 100th goal for United as well, which is wild for a midfielder, considering how bad United have been for 12 years now. But yeah, there weren't any really standout players really. Bayern didn't really do much for Chalobah's goal. I feel like Bayern could have actually maybe dived for it. He could have reacted. He could have anticipated where the ball was going. Chalobah's going to head the ball. At least try and react. You could have maybe tried to get there, but he just stood on his feet as usual. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see the new goalkeeper for United, Senlomans, making an appearance in the next match or before the international break. I wouldn't be surprised. Robert Sanchez, again, letting Chelsea down. He has his moments, but he's not someone who needs to be your number one or who should be your number one. That's not someone you can rely on at all. I don't think so. So he's someone that needs to be replaced. And Jorgensen came on and he did that. He made a good save for Bruno's shot after Reece James' mistake. But yeah, other than that, Caicedo, maybe decent. Enzo, who's alright. João Pedro couldn't really do much because, again, down to 10 men. Maresca went ultra defensive. So, there's only so much he can do. He can only press, really, and add to the defensive numbers. Yeah, all in all, I'd say United got away with one. I'm going to keep it real. I think they got away with one. If it was 11 versus 11 for the whole match, I don't think United win that match. Simply because of that second half. I really think, again, could be naive of me. Let me know down in the comments. But I do think that Chelsea would have won this match. United were just dominated in that second half when it was 10 versus 10. They did maybe, create some decent chances, but the decision-making is lacking in the attacking third. Defensively, they're suspect. They're so suspect. And Chelsea, although, yes, they didn't create that much, they did dominate the ball. And there were some times where they were threatening a bit, but they just didn't create enough. They were just passing. But yeah, again, we'll never know what would have happened if it was 11 versus 11. It would have been so interesting to see. But Amorim got away with one. And on the flip side, some fans may be thinking, oh, well, Amorim got a win. So, he's staying in the job for another week, another 2 weeks. And more time for United to suffer and fail. So if you want to have a sort of positive side view of that, then I guess this is a decent result. Other than that, if you're a Chelsea fan, you should be fuming at Robert Sanchez. This is a match that got away from you guys because of that red card. And you probably should have done more in that second half in terms of creating chances. But yeah, 100% record or unbeaten record is now gone. I think only Liverpool and Crystal Palace have a unbeaten record. Let me see. Yeah, look at the table. Liverpool are top, 5 points clear of Tottenham, who drew against Brighton. Crystal Palace are 4th. Yeah. Crystal Palace and Liverpool are the only two teams who haven't lost a match yet. Oliver Glasner, quality manager. I think Crystal Palace are on their longest unbeaten run in their history as well. So he's doing a great job. The table shows that Chelsea are now 6th on 8 points and Man United are 10th with a minus goal difference still, but on 7 points. So as it stands, they're above Man City. We'll see how that match goes against Arsenal tomorrow. It's crazy how United have been, I wouldn't say terrible, they've been bad, and they're somehow in the top half of the table above Man City for now, who have a game in hand. But I might try and make a video about Amorim because you United fans need to decide what you want. Do you want to stick with this guy who is a philosophy merchant, or do you think that there's a manager out there who can get the best out of these players? Because Amorim is a stubborn guy. He's stubborn as heck. So I might make a video about him, whether he's the guy, whether he's inevitable, or Jimmy Cliff is going to have to sack him and start from scratch. But yeah, all in all, I think that United, first half, they were good. There was red card tax for most of that first half, but at the beginning, they were good. Second half, it was all Chelsea. United did have some chances. I wouldn't say it's a fluke result, because at the end of the day, it was a Robert Sanchez mistake, and it was because of the pressure United were putting Chelsea under in the first 5 minutes. So it wasn't like there was the referee made a stupid mistake or something. Like, United did cause that red card by the way they were playing. Sanchez decided to come out of his box and, took Mbeumo out. Speaking of which, Mbeumo has been pretty good for United, I think. He's been pretty good for them. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think Chelsea should have won this match, even when they went down to 10 men? And then United, Casemiro getting that red card. When it was 10 versus 10, do you think Chelsea should have found a way to win this match? Or do you think that red card by Robert Sanchez just killed the game for them, and no matter what, they weren't winning? Do you think United should sort of count this result as in, do you think it's a fair representation of their progress? Or do you think it's red card tax? Do you think that we need to see them 11 versus 11 against, same way City just destroyed them last week? Do you think Chelsea would have beaten them this today? Do you think that would have happened? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your comments. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. It's been a while since I've done a video. Extremely rusty, probably waffling a bit. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. And I'll see you guys in the next video, whenever that is. Goodbye.